So always the books, 7th grade has plenty of that. These are specific. And this is where they get to taste the honey, so they'll be really excited about this. Save that part for last. Where's my outline? You have it? Oh, you have it. Oh, this is yours. Okay. So Center 3 is all about beekeeping. And we have this hive here, and we have a diagram of the names if the 3rd and 4th graders really want to know what it's called. Normally they're painted white. The bees keep the hives at a constant temperature, I think between 93 and 96 by fanning year round. So body heat in the winter and fanning to keep it cool in the summer. So normally these are painted white. This is just one that's just hot off the press.
And Kenter Farms in Lakewood, they're right over by Belmar. He's the one that like loaned all this stuff to us. He builds these.
Did he talk to you about these?
He just said they were designed, I think, like 80 years ago. A guy did a lot of scientific research on it and found that there's an exact amount of space that there should be in between these, what are they called?
Frames.
Frames. So anyway, it's called a bee space. And that allows them to be able to extract the honey, and that honeybees are really healthy in here.
So you can see the space between them is almost, it's pretty precise to fit the size of the bee. But you can definitely let kids touch them. It does have the wax in them, so it's kind of fragile. I'll pass one around. And that's the template for the bees to begin their production. Smells like bee wax. And then other things we think the kids will get really excited about is trying on the bee helmet and the gloves. I think we got all the dead bees out of them.
And you might want to, most of these are painted white. You can refer back to the video and ask them why would it be painted white, so that they don't get too hot in the summer, that kind of thing. So
spend as much time as you want with these, but the tasting and the honey is going to be probably the funnest for the kids. I think you guys could all pick up this pamphlet over there, and there's some you can send home with the kids if they want one. Down in the ELF closet will be cardboard boxes that say ELF. Please give all that stuff away.
And you can even give it to the teachers and just hand everything for them in their Friday folder.
Yes. Here's a nice color brochure of beekeeping. And we have another poster for this center. The Beekeeper's Year. So it covers 12 months of beekeeping.
Amy, move.
And then we have the honey guide that talks about all the different flavors and varieties of honey. And if you notice the different colors, they'll also be a different thickness, depending on what kind of flowers they come from.
And I believe we have like 1,000 of those too down in the closet that you can hand out.
So what you want to do with, oh, and there's some honeycomb. It's kind of getting gooey. Demo only, don't let them eat that. But they can see the shapes of the cells on there, and they could, if someone wants to buy for your class, you can. I found them at the Belmar Whole Foods for about $6. And then you just give them a little forkful or a little popsicle stick full, and they can eat the wax or they can spit it out.
Or they can chew it like gum.
Or they can chew it like gum, but you don't get very much. We have a little taste. Okay,
and it was not at the Colorado Mills Whole Foods. They don't have it at all, just to let you know.
Yeah, and if you really want it, probably should go get it because they didn't have very much at Whole Foods. So we have wet erase boards in here with a marker so that you can document what they think it tastes like, what it looks like, what color it is, what thickness it is. And then we have 5 different kinds of honey in here. We don't have any baby wipes. Most classrooms have them, but if you want to be sure, you can bring those for your center.
And guys, the honey is going to get really sticky. We purposely got bottles that you can squirt out just a little tiny bit on the end of the stick.
Yeah, so just 1 or 2 drops on one end of the stick, they can taste it, and then you can flip it over and use the other end of the stick. No double dipping.
Yeah.
So
Do they taste different?
they do taste different. Our beekeeper friend, I think, you get these little honey bears that are the super cheap ones at the grocery store. When you taste the honey, and could we let everybody taste it tonight? this cheap stuff is very, to me, very metallic, and it's amazing the difference between the organic stuff and the clover honeys and the sunflower honeys, so.
And then
Leave this
Kenter
out.
Farms, he sells his honey and that is in the different size bottle in there, and his is really good.
Yeah, it's all really good.
And he's got hives like all over Colorado, and he has them at different farms.
So yeah, so beekeeping.
So, and then you guys on the whiteboards, you just write a lot of the different descriptive words to describe the honey after they've tasted it.
Yep. That one's pretty basic. I mean, we could go into a lot about the beekeeping, but I think the exciting thing is going to be tasting the honey.